are back with the Buffalonian Podcast. I'm Joe Callie. As always, I'm joined by none other than Dom Loss. And Dom, big news of the day, the week, the month, the moment we've all been waiting for. Don Granato is no longer the Sabres head coach. It's a tough thing to see. Nice guy and all, believe me. It's tough to see a nice guy get put down like that. But
you sound like you got killed.
I'm not trying to say he got killed.
Yeah, well, you're
but
like
no, he
like a dog that like
put him down.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Good.
You got to feel a little. You got to feel a little guilty, but no, he unfortunately couldn't get over the hump, and that was something a lot of people I feel deep down knew from the start, but left the Sabres organization in a better place than when he found it. So let's roll right into it here. Not like we've done this already, but let's roll right into this here. Yeah.
But quickly, Granato, before we get into the Adams press conference, listen, he's a nice guy, but I just don't think he's a good enough NHL coach to really elevate his players past their talents, and I think that's where we see regression. And I think we saw that with Cousins. I think we saw that with a lot of players. I know Skinner's kind of getting older, but I think we just saw a lot of aggression this year in a lot of players and how they played as a collective unit. And the power play was awful, and a lot of that leads to coaching as well. And that's the reason why they're not in the playoffs. Really, is the power play. And so,
but Matt Ellis is still on the coaching staff.
He's probably getting moved out of the. I would assume
100%.
Yeah, but
it's just funny. Everyone's like, they got the wrong Matt. They got the video editor.
Yeah, the video. Yeah. Man, you didn't edit those videos fast enough on deadline, my boy. But
you were good enough for social media. Huh?
Yeah. But
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's tough to see him go, but at the same time, it seems like it's the right decision for his organization. And
100%.
And it's time now to find a coach to maximize the talent that you now have. Obviously, when Granato came in, you didn't have a lot of talent.
No.
Right? You just came off trading. I guess he was interim coach, but you're trading away Eichel. You're trading away Sam Reinhart. You're trading Ristolainen. So it was very young and kind of unproven. And now that you have proven talent, it's time to find a coach to maximize that. So I'm excited for that aspect. But mostly, I was excited. I'm gonna be honest. I missed the news originally for Granato. I was doing something else, and then all of a sudden,
you caught me.
I caught you, and then the clips of the Adams presser started to drop, and he dropped some truth bombs. And it was an unbelievable press conference. I think he handled himself very well.
Nuclear press conference.
One of the better press conferences you could probably have in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, just told. Honest to God, the truth, called out some players.
Mm-hmm. Cousins was one of them.
Cousins was one of them. Called out that there need to be more accountability, not only just everywhere in the organization. He called out that they need an experienced guy behind the bench, and I think.
But he also didn't shy away from putting blame on himself either, which is admirable. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like he actually got out there and just did it.
Yeah.
No.
It was not a good enough season from Kevyn Adams. Well, the roster was not good enough that he made, and the coaching was not good enough, and the play was not good enough. So all three categories really failed.
Yeah,
and it's the reason why they're not in the playoffs. I mean, I just think coaching is an easy fix, and they'll add some players. And obviously, this is it for Adams. I think this is his last head coaching hire. If it goes south, he's gonna get fired. So a lot of pressure for him now, and I'm excited to get maybe an experienced head coach, finally an older head coach with some pedigree in the organization. I'm excited that maybe we're finding a new step to, changing up the team to become more accountable, become more mature.
Yes.
And the most important thing that I took from the press conference, and other than the experience one, because the experience and the accountability is important, but the fact of him saying, yeah, honestly, guys, like first days of training camp, our standard was not high enough.
Yeah, we were out.
And it's like, that is an unfucking believable thing to him in public.
Yeah.
You knew in September.
Yeah. When we're sitting here twiddling our thumbs saying, oh, the Sabres are playoff bound. I can't wait for this. Yeah.
You knew in September that you're like, damn, like we are just like not like those the suicide skates.
If I catch him at another concert at KeyBank Center, I'm gonna.
Hey, it might be at Luke Combs this weekend.
Listen, I'm going. Can't wait. I'm gonna walk up to him. I'm gonna be like, do you remember? He's like, remember what? The 21st night of September when you knew this team wasn't destined for greatness this season. That's not
the standard was
not high enough.
Unbelievable. That's the one. Like he killed the press conference. That's the one comment he probably should have left out.
Yeah, that wasn't on the card, Kevin. Like
the
PR guy's honestly taking a shit in the back of the room. Like he doesn't know what's going on.
They go in the curtain behind him and goes, dude, great press conference, but like
why
that?
Yeah.
Like, but
It was. You're right though. It wasn't all around. It was a great listen. It was 43 minutes long. He was out there.
Yeah,
like he was at the Wolves. Like he was out there.
Really so. Like
yeah.
I mean, when you fail this bad, I mean,
yeah. On coming off of a season where it was nothing but promise, and you just you literally just eat the curb. Your teeth are splattered all over the pavement. Like that's what happened. That's what happened out here.
I mean, listen, there's a lot of changes that are going to happen in the organization. We knew that was going to happen.
We did. We
kind of going slightly back to the Granato point. Like, I didn't think he was going to get fired.
I wanted it. We didn't think it would happen.
Yeah, on the fire train, like the wide receiver train for the Bills, or Bullet Train, like the movie. But I was on the fire Donnie train, but I didn't think they were going to eat the contract. So I guess that's a plus for ownership. And again, it now, puts all the pressure, the most pressure in the organization, I thought, in the second half of the year was all on Don Granato, because it was basically him trying to save his job. Obviously, he couldn't do that.
This came close when they were alive.
Yeah,
they made the playoffs. Even by a point, he would have been safe.
But this whole calendar year now is all Kevin Adams. This 3 months of coming from picking your head coach to the draft to trades to free agency on July 1st is the most important 3 months of Kevin Adams' career.
Yeah,
it's literally the definition of make or break.
Do or die, make or break. Yep. Listen, you
like one thing goes wrg,
you're over.
You're out.
Yeah,
you're out.
People are out on you if one thing goes wrong, and then you'll never get it back. And that's the thing. And which segues into our possible replacements.
So Seth Appert, the Rochester Americans coach, I think still is on the list, but I think with him saying in the press conference they're looking for experience behind the bench and the NHL level, that doesn't really. I mean, maybe he comes up as an assistant.
I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind that.
No, I wouldn't mind that. And honestly, you know what? You know what's really funny?
No, tell me I don't know.
My view of Granato is probably the best assistant coach you could possibly have. The get back out there, rock star. You know what I mean? Like sure. That kind of guy, right?
Tage Thompson said himself, he felt like people, the mistakes they were making out there deserved to get benched or cut their ice time when it didn't really happen. I think the lack of a system, I think led to hesitations to what people are doing, because if you don't know what the other four dudes on the ice are really like their responsibilities are, how are you supposed to know your responsibilities?
Precisely.
And listen, I like a good rush attack.
We love watching fun, fast-paced hockey.
It wasn't fun, fast-paced, because then it was all confusion this year. This year was all like hesitation and stuff.
Right. Last year they were just playing.
They had to find a coach, like a coach we're about to mention, who can have a rush offense, but also make sure all five guys know their roles and all that.
And can handle a young team.
Yeah, and can handle a young team that just made the playoffs this last season and won a playoff series and happened to be the Buffalo Sabres head coach and took them to the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
Arguably the best teams in history.
Yep.
Lindy Ruff, who you were out on.
Okay.
No, just say you're out.
I'm not out. I'm 1.5 feet out the door. Listen.
If he gets hired, what is your reaction?
Okay, let's see how it happens.
Bull.
I mean, listen, can I explain myself or you just crucify me out here?
Fine.
All right. Here we go. Lindy Ruff had his chance. Didn't happen. Did it? No, it did not happen. Sabres do not have a Stanley Cup. Hey, they don't have a banner hanging with Stanley Cup champion in the arena. And guess what? What did he get fired for doing in New Jersey? Cutting ice time for young players and not giving them enough opportunity. What are the Sabres? The youngest team in the NHL with a prospect pool that's about a diving well deep. You know what I'm saying? So do we really want a guy who was having trouble with a young team and got fired for dealing with a young team the way he did?
He got canned because the goaltending was awful. His goaltending, the New Jersey goaltending in the last 2 years is literally the worst goaltending in the entire NHL.
That is a thing. Yes.
So I agree with you that he got, but isn't that what we also didn't Tage Thompson just say in his press conference? We need a guy who's going to hold us accountable. They just made an entire press conference about holding people accountable, and literally you're just anti that.
I'm not anti
you just
that.
Said, he got in trouble because he cut ice time.
Not anti that. I'm just saying. I don't want the James Cook fumbles one pass and he sits the entire first quarter.
But
like that's not what we want. Right. Okay. I understand what you're saying. Some structure is definitely needed. Lindy Ruff had his chance. That's kind of where I'm at. I think you need to go a different direction.
Yes, but
it's all about nostalgia in Buffalo. That's the problem.
Had success with Lindy Ruff. He literally just had success last year. So it's not like he got fired 12 years ago from the Sabres job and didn't do crap since. He literally just had success, so it's not like the game has passed him by. He literally had one of the best rush offenses in the entire league last year in New Jersey. Isn't that when the Sabres are at their best? Like, if Lindy Ruff gets the UPL goaltending of this year on the Jersey team this year, they probably make the playoffs. Like, I think he's a number one candidate, and it's also for another reason. And it has nothing to do, zilch to do with anything on the ice. It's the Patrick Kane effect of ticket sales. Because let's be honest.
If Lindy Ruff is back in the building,
if
you're
they
gonna
hire, there's probably 3 guys. If they hire, they probably will be fine with ticket sales. Lindy, if they somehow are able to throw a bag at Rob Brindamore, who's a free agent head coach after the season for the Carolina Hurricanes, but you have to wait maybe a while until they, the Hurricanes either win the cup, which they'll probably retain him, or lose in playoffs, or probably if Mike Sullivan from the Penguins gets let go.
You know who might not have a job soon? Tortorella.
Nah, he's fine.
You think?
No, they weren't even supposed to make the playoffs.
He's a goalie pull guy though. We didn't have that. Granato wasn't a goalie pull guy. Do we want like the opposite extreme?
Yeah. He is too extreme with the
the goalie pull.
No, with the cutting of ice time. And stuff.
Yeah, Tortorella.
You were just complaining about that for Lindy Ruff. Get out of here with the Tortorella stuff. And maybe Gerard Gallant, but Gerard Gallant always has like the really good first year, and then just like gets fired more like after year 2 and it's like, what the hell? And it's like people just go tired of him. So I don't know if that, but those 3
Tortorella, you're saying?
No, Gallant.
Oh yeah.
But if you hired any of those 3, Sullivan, Brindamore, or Lindy Ruff, that'll probably like completely energize that's probably tier 1. Tier 2, probably Craig Berube and Gallant.
Well, the thing for Lindy too is Kevin Adams was his assistant coach. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, there is a relationship. Yeah, and I'm just saying,
he knows how Lindy operates.
Lindy is the number one choice. Is he knows the Buffalo community. He has a track record of having success in Buffalo. He has had a track record of having a successful rush offense with New Jersey. All he needs is good goaltending and about a little bit some tweaks on the roster, and he could probably make this a playoff team in year 1. And also, again, it's just a question of like, who the hell is going to come to these games if you hire like Seth Abbott?
Yeah,
no one. Like,
let's tell you what Lindy says first day on the job. It's a joke. It's a joke. He just says everything's a joke.
Listen,
like that interview.
I think Buffalo, I'll admit, at the end of Lindy's run, grew tired of Lindy. That's why he got fired. But now it's kind of like, we need Lindy, and he needs us. And it's just kind of we're done. That's true. And you're laughing, but it is so accurate.
I know.
Like, we both need each other. I'm like, listen, it's not about, at least from my perspective, it's not about winning a Stanley Cup. It's about getting to the damn playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, I could care less if he coaches for 4 years and they make the playoffs and they just don't win the Stanley Cup. If they win a round or 2, I'll be a pig in shit.
Right, but then he leaves the Sabres better than when he found it, and you get the next guy to take him to the Stanley Cup.
Exactly.
Point, maybe he's a bridge coach. Who knows? Like,
who knows?
He might get you to that point where you are in playoff contention and you are dangerous every year in the playoffs. It could work.
It will work.
Do you actually think that's going to happen? Should we make a bet board somewhere in here?
I think if Lindy is the head coach, they're going to make the playoffs next year.
Okay. Well, I would agree with you.
What?
I think they have too much talent not to make the playoffs next season. If they don't, this team's getting sold somewhere. I'm telling you right now, they'll be the Austin Texans something.
This is what I'm saying. Like,
look at the Coyotes.
You have to look, not the Coyotes.
That's a different scenario, but
really it's the Jets, the Winnipeg Jets.
Winnipeg.
Well, the reason why the Winnipeg's in trouble is because their season ticket base is so low that they can't even sell out the arena when they're good. The Sabres season ticket base increased a lot coming into this year because of the season.
Well, because the promise and the Bandits also won a championship too.
They don't give a flying.
Don't you split? Don't you like if you have
no one buys. No, the people just buy single game band tickets. No one buys band. No one buys.
I thought no. I'm not saying no one buys Bandits season tickets. I'm saying if you buy Sabres season tickets, don't you get a certain number of like Bandits games you go to as well? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No one buys Sabres season tickets though. They have Bandits tickets though.
You never know. They might be hardcore lacrosse. You're wearing a lacrosse jersey. You're wearing a Bandits sweater right now. The only
team that can win Buffalo besides maybe the Bison.
Listen,
the Bills.
The curse is gone. It was O.J. Simpson.
Time out.
All right, that's all I'm saying. We're gonna be fine.
Time out. I can't believe you just said that. No one buys Sabres season tickets because they're going to get. It's a cool accessory. No one buys. That's thousands of dollars of tickets.
Well, everyone just splits season tickets. That's what.
It's still about. I mean, whatever. one buys. If you're that hardcore of a lacrosse fan, you just buy season tickets for the Bandits.
Do you get Sabres season tickets if you buy? I'm kidding. We're done.
No,
We're done. I don't
know. Maybe you do get a game or two. I don't know. Actually, that's a good question. But I know you got me all flustered with that. But again, the Sabres season ticket base is probably going to drop because of
significantly.
Significantly, not significantly, probably be a little strong, but
no, significantly.
Probably down to like 9,000, 10,000, maybe a little less of that.
50-50s won't be getting over 2,500 again.
And to get that back up,
you gotta have a guy.
The reason why it was up in the first place is because you had the expectation of, oh my God, it's gonna be playoffs, like everything's building. And now that you went backwards, you have to get a guy who's actually like, yes, you need a coach that's gonna hold the team accountable, has experience, can make the team better.
And who doesn't have a current job right now?
Sure.
Of course. Like you don't have to. Like you'd have to wait for the one guy, right? Like
Brindamore. Yeah, but that doesn't not that much. If he wants to come here, they would. If he wants to come here, they would
do whatever
it takes to get him. With the Lindy factor, like people would buy into Lindy coming back. Now, some people might be like a little bit like you and be like, nah, I don't care. But enough people, I think, would buy in where they could get more season tickets and they would get the off-ice benefit of having Lindy as head coach.
And listen, I'm not discrediting Lindy Ruff's ability to coach. I'm just saying he had a chance. Like, that's all I'm saying.
You
understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm like 100% out on him. Like, please come in and take the Sabres to a Stanley Cup. Like, anyone who's willing to do that, please do it. But, like,
he's willing. He wants the job. He wanted the job when it was last available.
He did? He wants the job now? Is he on record saying that anywhere?
There's literally a video of him in 2019 when they're about to hire, or 18 when they're about to hire Kruger or something like that, where he said he'd be interested in the job. And they hired Kruger.
He can come see the new video board they're going to put up.
Or the new Jumbotron.
Yeah,
or the new roof.
Yeah.
But yes, Lindy should be. I think Lindy, if I was, number one option is Rob Brindamore. If he says no, and if Mike Sullivan gets let go from the Penguins, I will give Mike Sullivan a call.
Kyle Okposo should be. No, I'm kidding.
If Mike
seen that flown around.
Mike Sullivan says no. If those two guys say no, Lindy is my third option. Not Jerland, because I don't want a 1-year wonder. Berube kind of was weird with the Blues. And also the Kyle Okposo thing, that guy was it Diabasi that sent that?
No, it was,
yes, it was.
Lance Lesowski.
No, it was Diabasi who made the tweet, but Lance killed him in that because he called him like attention seeker.
Let's see.
Yeah,
let's see.
That was wild. That was wild. I saw that.
Sneaky Joe. Let's see.
I'm 95% sure it was Joe, and then Lance like went after him.
I saw it the other way. I thought it was.
No.
We're fact checking.
So back where I didn't say someone like there was a thought that maybe Okposo would be the coach, but I don't know. Okposo seemed kind of maybe didn't do as good a job as a captain off ice as we thought because of their standards not being higher, the accountability.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want to crap on him too much. I think he was a solid captain, but there's definitely enough now of stuff going around where like the leadership of the organization was very weak this year.
Yeah, you're right. It was, you want to do it. And it's a picture of Kyle Okposo for the stream here. You can see it. Kyle Okposo just standing there. And then we got a response. No, they don't. He's going to be a GM someday. Not expecting him to go into coaching when he has a young family.
No, read below it.
The fact that anyone thinks this could be serious says a lot about this organization.
And then read below that tweet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Some beef.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Yeah, interesting. Interesting.
Sorry, Joe does work at GR, so I won't.
Yeah,
we'll stop. But like,
yeah,
there was some significant beef.
Yeah, no, Twitter, the Twitter wars, or is it? Yeah, still Twitter.com. They haven't changed the URL in my mind. So.
No, that doesn't
like that.
Doesn't it?
But doesn't sound good.
New coach. We'll see. I don't know when they're like.
Do you think Lindy's hired within 2 weeks? Do you think it's a quick decision? Do you think it's like what would it be?
I think Adams did say in the press conference he already has some kind of. Someone to come. I don't know if he said someone to come in mind or like he has.
He said names come to mind.
Names come to mind. Okay, so he's like a list. He has a plan. I think he made a big deal about. Hey, we have a plan. Which
Lindy Ruff.
No, that's LINDY space RUFF.
He's probably replaying his old interviews in the office right now.
Dude, Lindy has some cool moments. I'm just saying, like I think.
Yeah, it's a joke or whatever. The call.
The brawl. him cursing out some refs. Like, I just think we need that, man. I think we need some.
How old is he now?
I'm going to make the prediction right now.
Over under 75.
Oh, under.
How old is he? How old was he last time? He looked old last time.
I'm going to say
over under 60.
Over. I'm going to say he's 68.
All right. I'll go 69. Funny number.
64.
Dang.
Okay.
So, wow, he's
not as old. He's
not that bad.
Yeah. I probably could have thought that because he played for the Sabres in the 80s. So
cardiovascularly, he might be because of all the stress he's under and stuff like that.
You could have assumed that he played with the Sabres in the 80s, so I probably could have assumed that he was born in the 60s.
Former player, former coach.
Coach again.
Coach 2.0.
It's like Grover Cleveland for the United States. Like
here's
president, took a gap, president again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You never know. You never know. Listen, it's very interesting.
Who's that Yankees? Who was the Yankees manager that got fired a bunch? I think he managed them like 7 times. Billy Martin. Boom. 70s. Yeah, he got fired like 7 times by the Yankees, but they kept asking him back.
Yeah.
No. What a stupid organization that was.
Yeah,
but,
right. I mean, but look at them now. I mean, they're slumping to the Blue Jays, but whatever.
Better than the Red Sox.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't hate it, but I don't also don't.
Sure, it's not
love it.
It's up the top of your list.
Yeah,
I don't think Lindy's the top of my
Brenda
list.
Moore would be
Brenda Moore, but I just think
that's my guy.
That realistically,
Lindy actually has a great lane into the organization, especially if he has interest.
Realistically, let's put it this way: realistically, Lindy is the number 1 option
because
if Sullivan doesn't get let go, you're not going to get him, and if Brenda Moore doesn't want to leave Carolina or South Carolina, you're not going to get him.
Yeah,
and that might be the Sabres. There might be more openings available. You know what I mean? So the Sabres may be competing with people for these spots. So,
right, because they're just interims in some places that they're going to interview for.
So definitely going to be interesting, but I think that does it. We're going to skip Bills talk.
Yeah, not a lot going on there. I mean,
Bison's off to a solid start. Bandits making the playoffs again.
Yeah, they clinched. They clinched last week.
I think they got a home playoff game now, or if they get another win.
Maybe. I think they got a win this week.
Yeah. But before we end, our typical kind of.
Oh yeah, it's your week. That's
3.
right. Yeah, we had cheerleading and swimming last week. What do we have this week? And tennis and golf the first week.
I think you'll like this one.
Okay.
I think MLB The Show is the best sports video game.
Yes. Maybe. My personal taste is EA Sports PGA Tour. I'm going to be honest with you.
Really, the golf one.
I very much love that game. Like I can sit there and play that for hours. The show, it doesn't have my last name pronunciation, so I'm just Joe Daddy. Like it just gets old. You know what I mean? Like that, I have to pick or Joe Cal.
I'll say this. I think the golf game is fun. I do enjoy playing that. It just pisses me off every once in a while. Like
that's EA's better game though. Madden sucks.
Like Madden is
NHL.
Madden is a game where it's like Madden's fun to play with your friends and just rage, but like you just know it's not a good product. Like that's not good.
Hopefully they change that with the college football game.
Yeah.
They look like they're pouring everything into that.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Hockey is mid. Like it's kind of I don't even get that anymore.
It's been the same game since 2012.
2K, I've just never been the biggest 2K fan. I've never been really all that good at 2K, so that probably leans at it. They're making a tennis game.
It's out, I think, isn't it?
It might be.
Yeah, it was on the store.
We're
avid Xbox players.
I will just say this as a person that's played tennis. Though as you could tell, I'm becoming an avid watcher of tennis. The unrealistic of like the long rallies of that game would probably piss me off. But the reason why I think MLB is the best game is because I think it's the most complete game. You could play with your friends now, co-op.
Yeah,
2v2, 3v3. I think that's
3v3.
sick. You can play I think the road to the show is really good.
Yep. I think play through AA, AAA.
I think it's arguably the best one. I think Diamond Dynasty, which is kind of like you build your own team, you collect cards, kind of do stuff. I think that's the best mode. That's better than Mutt.
Madden Ultimate Team.
Modern Ultimate Team, like it's significantly like, and I very you could do Home Run Derby. I just think it's the best game. I also will 100% acknowledge right now. I don't give a crap about FIFA. Like I've never played a FIFA. I've never played.
It also doesn't exist anymore. EA Sports is now EA FC, and then FIFA branched off into their own company.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they split. So yeah, it's not the same.
All my knowledge of it, I completely never playing a soccer game.
I only got it on Game Pass one time because Ted Lasso was in it and AFC Richmond was. So it was interesting to actually play as their franchise. Like move the players.
Oh, sure.
But immediately after watching the show, I did that for like a week, and then I got tired of that game. I just kept getting yellow carded for slide tackling the entire time.
Shocker.
yeah.
Shocker. I'll just admit, like we're like completely casual for soccer fans.
Yeah.
Like, I'll watch the World Cup if there's like Team USA kind of randomly on. Like I'll watch that.
Right.
If there's some
Champions League, Arsenal's playing today. I know that just because I've seen.
If there's like a
updates
big
and stuff like
soccer
that.
event, I'll
Mhm.
watch it. Like it's kind of like majority of the sports I'll watch.
Yeah.
That. But,
Like we just watched the Masters all the way through. Like I watched.
yeah, I'm not even
I
the
watched
biggest
every
golf.
day.
I'm not even the biggest like I'll watch the last round of a tournament for golf. Like,
Yeah. I mean, honestly, sitting here in 2024 watching Tiger Woods golf is pretty cool. I'm going to be honest with you. Even though he went 10 over on the second day after
third day.
No, it was by the end of the second. He was
No, it was
cooked.
third day. He made the cut. He got.
Well, he
past
made the cut.
That's day 2. Dingus.
Yeah, it was day 3, right?
You got
Because
that
he was
top
plus
one.
1, and then he just rolled off.
I also
completely.
as a
But the problem isn't golfing for him; it's walking 18 every time.
As a casual golf fan
Mhm.
with Tiger, he played really well day 1. I think he was 1 under through 13, and then got screwed because they didn't finish their 18.
Yeah, he had to play.
So I think if he would have been able to play his full 18, he probably would have been under par.
Mhm.
He shot really good. Day 2 shooting a 72 was really good because the average was like a little over a 74, which is 2 over. So for him to shoot par was impressive to make the cut.
Yeah,
his body though just cannot handle a 4-day tournament.
no, and it's honestly it handled it better than last year. Remember when he was in the bunker last year and we saw his leg visibly like bend when he like chipped it out of there.
I mean,
like it held better this year, but listen, he made 24 straight cuts. Like that's unreal.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got the record, and
it's
for all he's been through,
it's always good to see a legend play.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes it interesting. Like
I
I
mean-
literally woke up this morning to watch Rafael Nadal play a clay tournament.
yeah.
A random clay match.
And you know what? July 20th, I'm gonna watch Mike Tyson beat the shit out of Jake Paul. That's what I'm gonna do. So listen,
what a random. I don't understand.
he's a legend though.
I don't understand how we went from Don Granato to video games to Tiger and Rafael Nadal to now Mike Tyson.
Listen, no, we were talking about legends. Mike Tyson's a boxing legend.
Have you ever been to the we're gonna go really off topic, but whatever. You ever been to the Boxing Hall of Fame?
No, I've always
Really? It's in
wanted
New
to.
York.
Yeah.
It's only like a couple hours.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, we should go one day then.
I've been there.
Oh, let's go.
It's actually it's really small. Like,
Yeah?
it's incredible. It's like two buildings. It's like we're at the highway.
All right, we'll go
Yeah.
one day then.
That's like I'll explain myself. Like my dad and I went to the Boxing Hall of Fame. We then went to Boston to watch the Red Sox kick the crap out of the Mets, which was cool because I never saw the Red Sox play.
Yeah, and you
right
got to
before?
see the Mets fall.
Yeah. Saw Max Scherzer, who's a Hall of Famer,
Mm-hmm.
get cooked, and then we drove back and went to the Basketball Hall of Fame because it's in Springfield.
Yeah.
I've never been to the Basketball Hall of Fame either. Before that moment, I should say. So
Hmm.
I didn't think I thought I've been to the boxing, I've been to the baseball, football, NHL because it's in Toronto, and basketball now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
no.
a cool little trip.
Well, if you have Netflix, you're actually able to just watch the fight. It's going to be at the AT&T Stadium in Dallas, I believe.
Oh, if you just had Netflix?
Mm-hmm. It's not
Oh.
pay-per-view. You have to have
Oh.
a Netflix subscription, but you
Oh.
can watch it. If you have 90% of Americans have Netflix. I mean, it's pretty much open to all, you know?
Again, casual. I'll probably end up watching like a round or two.
Yeah.
'cause-
I'm going to. You know what? It's only going to last a round and a half because Mike Tyson's still a savage. Have
Well,
you seen those training videos?
You better hope it only lasts a round and a half.
Yeah,
Mike
because he
Tyson
can't
ain't
carry the
gonna
fight
win.
all the way
If it
through.
goes,
Yeah.
yeah, if it
Did you
goes
see him
long
running
enough.
the 40-yard dash today?
Who?
Mike Tyson.
I don't follow Mike Tyson.
He looked like a COD zombie and just like sounded like one too.
So you actually think he's gonna win?
He's still got killer punches. Yeah.
Did you see his last fight? I saw his last
Yeah,
fight.
but he's training a little harder because Jake Paul's younger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You should see the speed of Mike Tyson. I'll show you after we wrap
I've
here.
seen it, but like it's
Jake's speed, Tyson's speed. Tyson still has more speed and power than Jake. What's his name? Jake Paul.
Paul Jake.
Sorry, 2 first names throws me off. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for this edition
What
of the
what
Buffalonian.
an unbelievable
Yeah, what a
7 minutes.
finish. What a finish. That's going to do it for this edition of the Buffalonian Podcast. I'm Joe Cali. As always, I'm joined by none other than Dom Loss. Dom, how do we always end these, buddy?
Go Bills, baby.